Open up our hearts, open up our minds, open up our ears to hear you more. Make some noise in this
Gee, what is up, guys? How's it going? Happy Sabbath. I'm glad y'all are here. Glad you guys made it. Just in case you guys forgot, you're on YouTube, by the way. Today we have two new, very, very special guests. Jocelyn. Woo! Say hi, Jocelyn.
Hello.
And Ibri.
Hi.
What's up, Ibri?
Nothing much.
What's up, Jocelyn?
Chilling.
What's up, Fifi?
Nothing much. Yeah, I'm Phoenix, by the way, guys. But for those of you who don't know, Ibri is my little sister.
Me too.
Unfortunately.
I'm glad you're here, though. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks.
So today we're going to kick off UG with a really special, fun segment. The girls here, they're going to do a bit of ASMR to wake you guys up, you know, to relax you guys a little bit, to, you know, catch your attention. So they have some Captain Crunch. Nice. They have some applesauce, some yogurt, and some pickles. So Ibri, what are you gonna eat first?
A pickle.
Jocelyn, what are you gonna eat?
I want a pickle.
We can share.
Yeah, we're gonna eat pickle.
You wanna open the pickle?
Because of Corona, you guys can't share.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true. That's so true.
yeah,
Eat
yeah.
some
Sorry about that,
cereal.
guys. Go for the Captain Crunch. Ooh.
It smells like pickles.
Smells like Captain Crunch.
Nice. I'm glad the things we eat smell like what they are.
Wait, before you guys eat, get some hand sanitizer.
True.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know,
Coronavirus, man. In the mic. Come on, that's some ASMR right there. Hand. Ooh, Ibri, yes. Nice.
I can't do that.
It's okay. It's okay. Got some Captain Crunch right there. Go for it, man. All right, guys. Everyone quiet. Make sure your volume's turned up so you can hear this crunch. I'm ready for it.
You wanna go first?
We should go at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
All right. That's. Ooh.
These are actually
Flavor
really
is
good.
immaculate.
Wow, Jocelyn.
Bony
You're
apple teeth.
good at this.
You know, pickles are just cucumbers.
What?
Pickles are cucumbers. What kind of ock?
Man, I'm feeling it though. Like,
This villain. These are
Did you
really
know?
good.
Chick-fil-A never overlaps their pickles.
oh.
Why though?
Bougie.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
They never overlap the pickles.
Like on their sandwiches, they don't put a pickle on top of it. They have to be right next to each other. It's a thing. Like they teach
Pickles
it.
don't touch, man. Do you have any other random facts?
No.
I have one for you.
Hmm.
You know when you're asleep and your body like jerks a little bit? It's because you're so relaxed and your heart rate drops so fast that your body doesn't know if you're dying or sleeping. So it jerks
In the
you a
middle
little
of
bit.
class. time I was in class, I was sleeping really good, and then I jerked out of nowhere, and Diana hit me because she was like, I scared her. Not a pickle.
Man, Jocelyn doesn't care. She's doing this ASMR, bro. She's like munching.
It is good. Do you ever have those like dreams where like you're sleeping and then you feel like you're falling and then like you're like hurry up and get up? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, something like that, you know. Man, Jocelyn is going for it. She's in that box. Ibri, those are some crunchy pickles, man. What brand is it?
Oh,
snap. Oh snap. For those of you who follow Christian, he did a little Oh Snap radio this morning on his
That was
Instagram.
not planned. Oh my god.
And I guess you sponsored Ibri's Pickles. Oh snap.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's Dilly Bites.
Oh my god.
Dilly Bites.
All right, y'all can go for y'all have some Dynamites down there, some yogurt, and some applesauce. Y'all are reaching for the Dynamites. Okay. Ibra, let's hear those nails one more time. Little.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. You still feeling these Captain Crunch? Okay, guys, I have
I'm sharing. So now what?
How can you guys describe the taste?
Peanut butter.
No,
Yeah.
it's very immaculate. It's a little spicy. Oh,
Dang, Ibra coming through with the big words, huh?
she a little spicy.
Just a little bit. So,
What is MG?
I just got a text from my mom. She said, "Don't bring the Captain Crunch back home." I'm sorry, Jocelyn. That's all yours, bro.
That's all yours.
Keep on munching, man. Shout out to our mom. Hi, mom. We made it. Yay.
We say bye. Oh my God.
All right, Ibri.
I just want to thank my mama. She made me who I was.
Literally, she made you. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right. And you guys ready for a little game?
Yes, sir, doc.
All right. So, who wants to be for team boys on the boys team?
I will.
All right. Thank you, Jocelyn. Ibra, you're gonna be for the girls. Nice.
Been one all my life.
So this game, it's a little game of charades, and y'all are gonna play. So I'm gonna give you two the words, and your team is gonna have to comment.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're gonna have say a good 15 seconds
Okay.
for your team to guess the right one. If your team doesn't guess it, then we gotta move on. All right?
Straight like that? Okay.
Straight like that.
Okay.
All right. You guys know how to play charades, all right? No words?
Yeah. Are we going at the same time?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Rock, paper, scissors. Yeah.
So Ibra's going first.
Oh, you're going first. You lost.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's tricky.
Jocelyn's going first. All right, Jocelyn. Your word. Oh. I was about to tell y'all the answer. Okay. This one's your word. The last one.
Can I know?
The last one. So you can get up and act it out.
Got to know.
Aren't these like gonna? Okay.
You can take off your headphones if you need to.
That's fine.
Okay.
Am I doing in there?
Yeah. So your team can see what you're doing so y'all can win. Alright guys, be sure to comment, just the boys, and we'll see if you guys get the point.
Oh.
You look like you're doing the robot.
This is the new TikTok dance.
Right.
But what are we doing? What,
This is
just so we can let them know.
charades. Y'all have to guess what she is.
Who's
or
guessing?
The boys.
All right.
That's her team. So boys, y'all comment and go ahead, Jocelyn. See if you can get your team a point. Cause yeah, I think y'all are gonna have.
A wrestling person.
No.
I know what you are, but I don't know the word to it.
You can't say it
That's
because you're
fair.
not a boy. Christian, you want to guess?
She's playing the guitar.
No, I know what she is too.
No.
A delivering a package. A plane.
You work at a plane.
A plane?
Place.
You're close.
Was it a plane?
You are an
She's
employee.
not a plane.
She's an employee.
Airplane. A broken helicopter.
No. Oh god.
No. Y'all are close though. It does have something to do with
Plane guider.
airplanes. I'll give you a hint.
A
That's
plane guider person.
I don't think people
Yes.
know the-
yes.
Yeah.
So Christian got it for the boys.
I think that was 15 seconds, but
All right, Ibri. Yours is you do this one all the time.
Someone
So
said it. Andrew
The
also
second
said
to
it,
last
the
one?
person who
Yeah.
does it.
oh,
All right. So who's next? Uh-oh.
okay. Can I use something?
yeah.
I don't have to get up, right?
I mean, to help your team win, do whatever you got to do.
Alrighty.
Sorry. Who's guessing now?
The girls are guessing. Ibri is team girls. Y'all have
Here's my.
to guess what she is. Hopefully she gets it right. You're a good actor, right? You're in theater or something, aren't you? No? Okay. Thought so.
Okay. Okay, you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, Angie, what do you want to give a little guess?
Wait for the comments.
What is it doing here?
I know she's doing that. I don't want to say it because I want to give them a chance.
Oh.
Are there any comments for the girls? Come on, y'all. Don't let the boys win. I mean, y'all can't give up that easily.
Yo,
Y'all have
that's
to.
an easy one though.
The other one was easy too.
Yeah, she was a broken helicopter. No.
Selfie.
She's a selfie.
Selfie.
Jocelyn Castillo's selfie. Taking a selfie. Natalia. Emmanuel.
Close.
Taking a selfie.
That's
Selfie.
close.
Danielle. Anderson. See, you got to do something different because it's
Can
not
I say
I mean, it's not just.
a TikToker.
No.
Social media influencer. A photographer.
Yes.
Photographer?
Photographer.
Yay, photographer.
Yeah.
Ana Castillo. Good
Nice.
job.
Nice
Nice.
job.
Nice.
Thank you, Anna.
All right, Jocelyn,
All
you're
right,
gonna be
1-1.
doing
1-1.
the one where the yellow line is because I want to see you do that.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice.
I wanna.
All right, boys, come on.
This is so easy.
All right, this is for the boys.
Wait. Are you helping out the boys?
Sorry. I was feeling it.
All right, boys, come on, comment. What do y'all think she's doing? What do y'all think she is?
Yo, this is.
This is so easy. Come on now.
I mean, no one's commented, so maybe it's not that easy. Maybe the boys are falling behind. I don't know.
That's fun because they're very.
A fishy.
A-
Huh?
A fishy?
Fisher.
A fisher?
Fishing.
Yes.
Fishing.
Yes,
Fish-
that was easy.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
I need a
I
challenge.
think it's a lag. It's
My
not.
girls need
Let's
a challenge.
see.
It's the video lag. It's a lag.
Ibri, I'm gonna give you this one since y'all like to do that.
Nice. Oh,
Nice.
I got this.
All right, girls. Y'all gotta come through.
This is so easy.
The boys guessed it on the first time, so y'all have to do it.
Okay, y'all ready?
Ready?
Okay.
Okay, you're killing it, bro.
Yo, but you can't say the thing. You like,
Love those little sound effects, but you can't.
dancing?
So who's that? Girls? Who's
Girls, come on, girls, y'all need to comment because this is yes, she's a TikToker. Nice job,
Sounds like
Ivory.
Someone said please no.
So,
No.
Oh,
please, I'm sorry.
it's okay.
These right now,
I'll be-
right?
Yeah, no.
The girl that said TikToker.
All right, do this one, Jocelyn.
The dance?
Do whatever you gotta do so the voice can
Wait,
guess
what's
it.
the thing? What's the word?
Bless you.
Bless you.
Coronavirus.
Hold on, the boys can't see. Oh, they can see.
True. Achoo.
Ooh, no. We can't.
That's gonna go with the roll up.
Boys, no guesses.
It's a lot.
It's coming.
Act.
Achoo.
Bless you.
Choo. Choo. I'm sure they got it by now.
Okay, there they go. Sneezing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what they said.
We're in the
Keep
win.
going.
We're for the
Alright.
win.
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna-
get harder here.
You want to pick one?
Oh, I can pick one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick one.
Corona.
These are hard.
Yeah, sneezing.
Do a hard one.
Sneezing is just sneezing and allergies.
Which one did you pick? Put the yellow line next to
Okay.
it.
So
Okay, let's
I
see.
have to choose.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not gonna get up.
All right, girls. Can you touch her? This is, hey, dude.
This is
No.
violating health laws.
Y'all gotta, man.
Okay.
Girls, any guesses?
it's coming.
Are you shopping at IKEA? Is that what it is?
No.
Oh.
That's hard. Caressing.
Caressing.
Petting a dog.
Yeah.
Wait, but that was Esteban.
Oh.
But then Anna said petting.
Oh, there you
Okay.
go.
There we go.
Man,
Thank you,
Esteban.
Esteban.
All right, Jocelyn, do
For the boys, Jocelyn.
for the boys.
Who's winning?
We're
So
tied.
far it's a tie.
Are we're gonna have.
This one.
Oh my gosh. Don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Are you also shopping at IKEA?
No.
Changing a diaper. I mean,
That counts.
Okay. That was it. Y'all are some good actors. Let's see. I'm gonna
Esteban says he didn't know there were teams. My
Yes.
bad, Esteban.
There are teams. There's a boy
Okay.
team and a girl team.
I'm for the boys.
And right
team.
now, Ibri's doing for the girls.
I need to think. I don't know. Okay. Excuse me.
Hmm. Are you reading to me?
Preach.
Oh,
no,
2
no,
words?
No, no.
What?
It's-
One
Mhm.
word. Okay.
Mhm.
2 syllables.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
2 syllables.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm about to ask. No more.
Okay. Peace.
2. Jesus.
Oh no.
Plus. 2 plus 4.
Mm-mm.
2. 2.
Someone said
Plus.
reading, Bible study,
No.
teacher.
You're a teacher, Ibri?
Yes.
Woo, who was that?
Theory.
Theory.
Jocelyn Castillo is the first one to say teaching.
Nice, Jocelyn.
Nice. All right. Jocelyn.
You were saying
For
2
the-
plus 2.
Yeah.
Please.
She said Jesus when I did plus.
Jocelyn for the boys. Here we go.
He's like, I'm gonna need this.
Are you like canoeing or something? What's
You're bearing a.
Oh wait, I can't guess. You're for the boys.
Does that make sense?
Cleaning up something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right.
Shy.
Don't be shy. Put some more.
All right, Ibri.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
This one said, why isn't there a guy doing it for the guys?
Huh?
This one said, why isn't there a guy doing it for the guys?
You're next, Esteban.
Yeah, a lot of them said digging a hole.
This one.
The top one. Okay, let me see. I can't see.
Top middle.
Top middle.
What is that?
All right, girls. This one's gonna be pretty hard.
Ooh.
Oh wow,
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, and then,
You can't thought.
oh.
Any guesses, Angie?
Oh,
Maybe she's swimming.
no. It's like,
Paddling. What?
Panicking? You're drowning.
It has nothing to do with water. I'll give you guys that hint.
With the wind? Blowing. Wait, let's see it.
Oh
she said it.
I said it.
Someone said free falling.
No.
Shark.
It's,
Oh, that's Esteban though.
Esteban.
Stop. Windmill. Who was that?
Was it a girl?
I can't tell.
Oh.
It's not. It's because it says Lentos hunger. So, okay.
Hit me with one.
Do the fourth one on the first row.
Okay, now Danielle said windmill.
Fourth one?
Someone said drying
That
your
one?
nails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who's drying their nails that aggressively?
All right, boys. This is for you guys.
Okay, wait, how do I don't know how to act this out. So let's.
Getting a shot?
Okay. So it's like.
Any guesses?
Not yet.
Tanning.
Binoculars. Sunburn.
What? How did they get that?
Sunburn, right?
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right, Ibri. This one. You see it?
Oh.
Yeah. All right, girls. This is for you guys.
Okay. This is gonna be easy. I think.
Electrician. Somebody said electrician.
It's not.
That's cool.
Any guesses?
Not yet. It's still.
It's a
Hold on, there, guys. Cowboy. Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes.
Nice. Good job, Ibri.
I was like trying to like throw a football because I was like it's a team. It didn't really work out.
Jocelyn, do this one. All right. Okay, boys. This is for you guys. Jocelyn, you got this.
Am I supposed to be it, or am I like going to one?
You're supposed to be it. Wait. No sound, remember?
Dang. So.
Washing machine.
How'd you get that? All she did was pick up the blanket.
He's like, bro, mine makes that same sound. He's
Like, that's how mine is. He literally just picked up. She literally picked up a blanket. You could have been a napper.
That's funny.
Oh, wow.
Oh, go.
Here. Oh, the camera's right there.
Okay. Almost tripped. Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
Is this micro machine?
All right, girls. Any guesses? Any guesses? Are you like shopping at Target or something? Okay.
Nice.
They said mowing the lawn. Yeah.
The
Ibri.
You got it.
does that count?
Sure, why not?
Lawnmower.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Esther wants to. How come Ibris are so easy to guess?
I don't know,
cut
man.
like that, Esteban.
You what?
I'm cut like that, like the grass.
You're cut like the grass.
Yeah.
This one.
He said, "Oh, we get like washing machine."
Did you see it?
Yeah. Well,
Like ours or?
I mean, anybody's. Okay. Boys, this is for you. And then the next one, we're going to have y'all go head to head. And whoever comments first from y'all's team wins.
Okay. Come on, girls.
it's like impossible.
It's not.
No one's gonna get this.
Everyone.
The Queen of England.
Nope. No. All right, boys, come on. Jocelyn. Yikes.
That was good though.
Bro. I mean, considering that's not bad, actually.
Is it not?
You gotta do it. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
because we know.
Yeah. Well.
So,
no.
boys.
Celebrity.
No.
No,
In the army, a person in the army.
no,
Do it again.
Diver. Swimmer.
no.
A mine.
Olympics.
No.
Beauty
Focus
pageant.
more on him. Or
Beauty pageant.
And
No.
you say this game isn't right. Drowning.
Is it Trump? I got it. Oh, I was about to
It
say.
was the president.
Yeah. That counts. Right? That counts.
That counts.
That counts.
All right.
That was
Last one.
What was it?
She started somewhere.
Okay. Both of you guys
climbing the wall.
act this one out, and then whoever
Which one?
guesses it first,
What?
Okay.
your team wins.
How do
All
I
right.
need to tie my shoe?
You've been tying your shoe this whole time.
I have like 3 centimeter nails.
Yes. You guys act it while sitting.
Okay.
Ibra, you stay on your side. Jocelyn, your side. All right, ready?
Mhm.
Set. You might want to. I don't know how good your acting skills are.
Okay.
All right.
Can I see me?
It don't matter. Your team still has to guess.
But if they can't see what I'm doing,
All right.
how that work?
All right, ready?
Okay, yeah.
Set, go.
Oh.
You guys can't make noise.
Oh.
Hold on. You guys can pause. No guesses.
Any guesses?
Climbing was.
Nathan said explosion.
Nope.
Fireworks.
Esteban says house.
Nope.
Lentos Hunger says rocket.
Nope.
Natalie says fireworks.
No. Come on, guys. I hope the.
Volcano.
Nathan
Who said that?
volcano.
Yeah.
Nathan.
All right, the boys win. Nice job.
Boy.
Good acting. All right. So, good job, girls. I loved it. It was great. You guys did good.
Yeah. That was fun.
It was nice. All right. So, we have a couple of announcements. And those announcements are, first and foremost, we love Jesus. Yes. That's our first announcement. Secondly, our announcement is we will be having our UG Journal Challenge on Sunday.
Sunday. It continues.
It continues through Sunday, so you guys make sure to tune in. It's hosted by Nat. She's super cool. I've had the privilege of watching a couple of her UG Journal videos, lives. They're really nice. Make sure you guys tune in. Also, next week. Oh, also, daughters. You're a daughter. Angie's a daughter. I'm a daughter. You guys, if you want to join that small group, make sure you guys DM Angie on Instagram. She loves you. That's all I can make out is that she loves you.
Who's it for? Who is it for?
It's for daughters. So all the girls, DM Angie if you want to be a part of it. I went last time. It was great. We cried some. It was nice. And next week,
Susan and Sydney on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday night.
Zuzu and Sydney on Wednesdays. Make sure you guys tune in because Zuzu is cool. Sydney is cool. And both of them together, the coolest duo ever. Nice. Happy birthday to anyone whose birthday is in April. We love you guys. I hope you guys have a great one. And oh, worship. Yes, we're going to send it up to UG to the EG room. We're going to listen to some worship, and it's going to be nice. See you guys later.
Pickle juice.
Yeah, we just want to welcome everybody this morning. What's up, Sarah? How you doing? Doing good. Why don't you say hi to everybody?
Good morning,
Yeah.
everybody. Happy Sabbath.
What's
We're
up?
happy you're here.
Man, just excited to be doing this. I think I've been seeing a whole bunch of people doing this online, and we get to do it. So it's kind of cool, yeah. But hey, wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you are, man. The words that we're gonna sing to these songs, man, they're absolutely true about you, man. They're really good songs. So yeah, let's do it. Here we go. Say the word and there is life. And say the word and dead bones rise. And every start and end hangs on your voice. And for your word never returns void. Come on. Written in a billion skies, speaking to this heart of mine. All that I am with all creation, hanging on every word that you've spoken. It will not be shaken, clinging for life to all you promised, hanging on every word that you say. Hey, it will remain. My soul will hang on every word you say. My word made flesh. The word made flesh. You wrote in grace. And promise kept through cross and grave. And over words of stone you spelled out love. And when you say it is done, it is done. Written in a billion skies, speaking to this heart of mine. All that I am with all creation, hanging on every word that you've spoken. It will not be shaken, clinging for life to all you promise, hanging on every word that you've written in a billion skies, speaking to this heart of mine. All that I am with all creation, hanging on every word that you've spoken. It will not be working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, watching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. Healing every heart. Healing every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You're turning lives around. You are here. You're turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. Mending every heart. You are here. Mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Yes, you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That is who you are. Oh, that is who you are. 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 Yes, it is. Oh, Father, wherever you are in this moment, what you believe in, say, even when I don't see it, come on. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Waymaker, is who you are. Come on. That is who you are. Won't you sing that? That is who you are.
That is who you are.
Yes, you are good. That is who. You're always good.
That is who you are.
You always love.
That is who you are.
You always want.
That is who you are.
Man, Father, we can sing that with assurance that your love is completely for us. You are completely for us, God. That here in this moment, that there is not a bit of anything that you do not push away, Father. You don't push us away at all, Father. God, here in this moment, I thank you because you call everyone who is watching, you call everyone who is in this room your children. God, and that in this moment we are pleasing to you. God, that you make a way for your children. That's why we can sing this song, Father, because as your children we can trust in that. That no matter what we're going through, Father, it's not about the circumstance, it's about you. And the fact that you can make a way, Father, and so our eyes are not even on the storm, but only on you. Father, we love you. And you love us. We love you and you love us. Amen. So at this moment, we're just going to kick it back to the homies back in the room. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
All right. Well, thank you, Christian. Thank you, Ben, and Princess and Sarah and Ethan. Thank you guys so much. We're excited again that you're here, and we have a few guests in a studio again. So we have Monica.
Hi.
Woohoo! Some of you guys may know her. If you don't, Monica, if you want to tell us a little bit about who you are, how you got here to this family, what's your story? Let us know, because we have people who may not have come here before. So
I actually think we were talking to Christian and Angie about this. I think it was about a year ago where I was a guest speaker and we are talking about like abuse and stuff. And then after that, I kind of, my children, like my niece, this is my niece. And so my nieces and my nephews were already coming to UG. So it just kind of automatically became family.
That's
and
awesome.
Haven't left ever since.
That is awesome. Yes. And we have Emily. Woohoo! Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm currently a student at Burton. I am a junior, and I've been going to UG for 2 years, I think.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
It's been pretty cool. But yeah, that's what I do. I'm a high school student. I don't really do anything else.
Do you have a family? Do you have sisters, brothers?
Yeah,
okay.
no, I have a little
All right.
sister, and all my cousins are basically my siblings. So
Yeah.
Tell
I
them
don't
about
know.
your pet, the parrot, your pet.
my
I'm just kidding.
I was like, my pet's a dog.
Yeah, when did you get a
I was
parrot?
like,
It's a new one. Hey, no, we're so excited to be here with you guys. We're gonna dive right into what we want to do today. But before we do that, can we get Jason? We're gonna call Jason, FaceTime Jason. You guys will be able to hear him. You guys may not be able to see him, but let's see if we can get him on the phone. And while you're doing that, I just want to go over that last song that we heard today. I love the bridge where it says, "Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop. You never stop working. You never stop. You never stop working." And I kind of want to start with that before we start everything else. And as we get Jason on it, we'll go from there. Oh, we do have it. Okay. All right, so we'll get him in there. But let's pray. Let's start with prayer. Father, we thank you so much for loving us and for caring for us and for being here with us. And God, we we want to make sure that as we go through this time, that we may not forget who you are, that the struggles and the things that come upon our lives and our families, that we may not forget that you are here with us, that you have not left us, and that we can have that we can live in confidence knowing that you are protecting us, that you have everything under your control. And so, God, we allow that to be our peace. We pray all these things in your name. Amen. Amen. And so let's talk just a little bit for a second. Last time we had a conversation, we recorded it. It didn't really go live at that time. We had a couple of technical difficulties and stuff, but I just want to kind of get started with that. Emily, let's start with you. You told us a little bit about your process, how you went to mission trip and all that. And so let's hear a little bit more about that mission trip. How did that work out? When did you get here? And just tell us a little more about that story, please.
All right. So it was about a group of 60 a group of 60 people from Burton, parents and students that went.
What is Burton for those who are watching and who may not know?
Burton is an Adventist academy. They go from pre-K to 12th grade. It's actually really cool. So
nice.
Shout out to Burton. But yeah, we went to Peru. We left March 6th, I think, and we were coming back the following Tuesday. I don't know what date that was, March 17th. Yeah. And so we left, and we had 3 groups to focus on: VBS, which I was a part of, and there was also construction, and there was a medical team. So we had a bunch of amazing doctors who came out and helped with medical, and construction actually built a really nice church in Huaycan.
Oh, wow. In that week?
Yeah, in that week.
The whole church from like the ground up?
No. Okay. So the foundation, well, yes, actually, it was the ground up. The foundation was already set when they came there. So they built like the wall and then they put the roofing on, which was actually really cool. And they actually, so construction is actually a lot harder than it seems. I thought it was just like, oh, there, and then you put something. That is not what happened. It took a lot of work and a lot of patience, and they got it done in a week, which was pretty cool. VBS, which I was a part of, we had kind of 2 things going on. We had sorry, I keep doing that. we were staying at the university. It's the university, I think it's called Union or something like that. It's a really nice university in Peru. And we stayed there, and there was also a high school there. And so in the morning, we would go and talk to them about Texas and the United States. And they were so amazed. Like, I told them that everything is virtual at Burton, and they were like, "What? Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, it kind of gets crazy sometimes because you know how you get headaches being on the phone all the time." And then that actually all the schools ended up closing because of Corona. That was like our first kind of setback. And then we would all go to Huaycan, and we would kind of talk to the community, and we would have a VBS for the community. So those were the kids who didn't really know who God was. So it was kind of scary, you know, because little kids remember the craziest things. And so we wanted to impact them in the right way. And we were very tired. It was very draining talking to a bunch of kids, and especially thinking in another language, because I know my Spanish isn't that great. But for all those who didn't know Spanish, they had to like switch their mindsets and speak in a language they weren't comfortable speaking, you know? And at the same time, at least like trying to teach them something. And so that happened. And then at the end of the week, we were supposed to go to Machu Picchu, which we did, and it's so beautiful. Machu Picchu, if you guys don't know, which
shout out to those Peruvians.
They the Incas, and we went and saw Machu Picchu, and it was beautiful, and the weather was nice. And then, we were eating dinner the day after we came back from Machu Picchu, and the TV was like, or the government, the president actually, he was like, "Hey guys, Peru is closed." And we were like, "What?" And so they said like all international flights are canceled, and we were just like, "Oh, okay."
That's crazy.
And so I know a couple of my friends actually had panic attacks, and I know people were really scared. I wasn't that scared. I don't think I realized how scary it was to be trapped in another country.
I remember she called us that night, and I don't think we knew the severity of it because she's like, "Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay here for 2 more weeks." And I was like, "What?" And so she told us like the president just went on board, like they're gonna close the borders for 2 weeks. And I was like, "Well, you know, Mama, just enjoy it. Just enjoy them. Like, try to have a positive attitude and everything." And then the later it got, like the scarier. It
Yeah,
got
I was
as
not
well.
scared. I was like, I mean, I have family here, but we were in Cusco and we left all of our stuff in Lima, so we only had like 2 days of clothes
Oh my
and
goodness.
just very little money. So we were like, oh, we're trapped here. Like, how are we gonna get back to Lima and stuff like that? Well, they came up
This
with
is a group
plan.
of 60, so it's not like
Yeah.
It's not
when you're with your
Yeah.
family where you can kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
find a
yeah.
hotel.
So
Like this is some
we stayed at a
massive
really nice
group.
hotel.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a really like they served us a 3-course meal,
Oh
and I
wow.
was like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They had like Peruvian music going. We were dancing. It was really fun. But that night, it was Sunday night at like they made a plan. They were like, hey guys, go shower, go pack. We're leaving to the airport at 1:00 in the morning. And so I snuck in like a 2-hour nap because I realized like I'm not gonna get good sleep tonight, so might as well get as much rest as I can. And so the bus ride from the hotel to the airport was like 2 hours. And so we got to the airport at 3:00 in the morning, and our bus took us. And there was a bunch of military, and there was a long line of people, which was really scary. And I think that's when all of us realized, like, wow, guys, like this is serious.
Yeah.
Like people are actually kind of crazy, or like it's getting crazy here. And so we saw the military, and it looked like they weren't scared to be aggressive to get things under control. And so we got into the airport and we went upstairs and we found a waiting room. Like, let me tell you, the Cusco airport is not big. Like, literally,
No, it
It
is
is
one of those that
so
you
tiny.
land and you get off the airplane
Yeah.
from the actual stairs of the airplane.
Yeah.
Not
Not
like
from,
the
like,
whole
a-
no, not the
not from
whole
a
no.
tunnel
so
or
it is
anything.
yeah, there
tiny.
were like 4 stores open the whole time.
Oh wow.
And 3 stores, I'm sorry, but there's only like 5 stores in there, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like. And we were stuck in there for 17 hours, you
Oh,
know,
wow.
losing our minds.
Wow.
And they also bought us bread. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys follow the Burton page, it was like a bag of manna. Like that bag of bread was like this high, and it did not run out of bread. And we were like, is this?
That's crazy.
And they were like, eat the bread, eat the bread. And I was like, I think I'm kind of tired of bread, you know? And so we finally left and we went to Lima. We landed in Lima around 8-ish. And the thing in the Lima airport is you cannot go into the checking in part unless we have our boarding passes. And the thing is, we didn't have a boarding pass. And at that time, we knew we were supposed to take a charter flight. And everybody inside the airport knew we had a flight to catch, but the security didn't. So they weren't letting us in.
Oh wow.
And so I know there was a bunch of communication. Like I know Dr. Long, shout out to him. He is like an amazing person. Dr. Long, Dr. Long's brother actually got a contact to the embassy's sister. And so we got in contact with her, and then that's when we started going inside. And guys, we had like 30 minutes to get onto our flight, and borders were closing at
Oh wow.
12, and our flight was supposed to leave at 11. So yeah, we got through all that, and then, so if y'all don't know who I am, my parents thought it was really nice to name me something different. So my name is Emily, but it's spelled Emli.
I still call you Emily.
I know.
from time to
I
time.
literally introduced myself like, "Hi, I'm Emily." Well,
So your
my
name is
boarding-
what? Your name is what then?
Emily.
Yeah.
Okay,
2 syllables.
Emily.
Lee.
Yeah.
EMLI.
Yeah.
All right, just for those of you watching. All right.
So they spelled my name on my boarding pass wrong twice. They spelled it EMILI and then EMIL, and I was like, okay, I told you how to spell it the first time. Like, how many times can you mess it up? And so we were rushing to our flight. Everybody had left and started boarding, and so a couple of us were rushing to our flight, and we finally made it. And it was a big charter flight. It was it was like one of those big planes. It had like 2, 4, and then 2, like
Oh,
2
wow.
seats, a 747.
Yeah,
I think
wait.
that's what it's called, something like that. And it was a big fight, and these people were no joke. They started
A
pulling
big
out.
fight?
No.
Flight. Oh, I thought you said fight. I'm like, there was a big fight. Wait, I didn't hear
No,
about
no,
this
no,
big
no.
fight.
People
He's
were
like,
about
wait a
to
minute,
fight.
don't skip over that drama.
All
So,
right, go on.
you know how usually on airplanes they usually let you guys sit down before they start backing out? Well, no, these people were like, we got to get out. So they started backing out.
Oh,
People
wow.
were still finding the seats. And I was on the phone with my mom, And then she was crying, and I was like, Mom, why are you crying? Like, I'm coming. Like, and then I started crying because I was like, oh my gosh, like, it could have been so much worse. Like,
Yeah.
there is
So what time were you on the phone with your mommy?
it was 11:50, and we left at 11:54, and the
Wow.
borders closed at 12. So it was
Wow.
a
Like at midnight.
It
huge,
is.
huge miracle that we left. A bunch of us. It's not easy to travel with a big group, and we also
Yeah.
had people from the Burleson Spanish church who met us at Lima who were also stuck there. And so, you know, like how Adventists all travel in a pack. So they
Yeah.
were like, can we go with you guys? And we were like, sure. So we just all went on that charter flight. And I'm telling you guys, like, it was scary. We got
That's
into the
crazy.
air, and people were cheering, and I don't think it hit me there that I was like, wow, I could have been stuck here for like we still would have been stuck there if we wouldn't have left. Like, seriously, it was crazy. And then we actually had a flight to Miami. So we were not stuck, but we had a flight to leave at 10 o'clock. And the flight from Lima to Miami was like 6 hours. And so we got there in the morning, and we were going to be trapped in another airport for like more, like a lot of, like maybe 17 more hours, probably
Yeah.
even longer. And I didn't really want to do that. So I was like, can I get an earlier flight? So my friend and I, Amanda, actually, shout out to her too, because I love her. And
Amanda, are you watching? If you're watching, comment down there. Good shout out
she
to
better be
Emily.
watching.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, but me and her, and also Jasmine, we were planning on getting on Jasmine's flight because Jasmine was supposed to leave at 10:45 a.m., right? And we got there at like 7 in the morning. And so we had to check in all our bags, and all of our plane tickets were set. And then Amanda, Jasmine, and I went and begged the people. They were like, please, 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 we want to leave early. Like, we told them our sob story.
Yeah.
And, you know, threw some tears in there. And we were like, maybe they'll give us the tickets. Well, they were like, Jasmine's flight is booked and, like, full. And we were like, okay. And then a bunch of our friends were actually getting earlier flights. And we were like, well, it's okay. Can you just put us on an earlier flight? Like, I don't care about our luggage. Like, we just want to get home. And then the lady's like, sorry, that's not allowed. And so we walked away. And as we were walking away, she, like, called us back. And we were like, yeah. And then she was like, my friend thinks that we should give you guys a early flight. And I was like, oh, my gosh, actually? Like, seriously? Okay. And it was actually the earliest flight to leave from Miami to Texas. We were supposed to leave at 9:25, and it was like 8:42, and we were at the other side of the airport.
Oh, there you go.
So, have you guys ever seen Home Alone? If you have seen Home Alone,
Yes.
you know how they always end up late at the airport? Amanda and I and Jasmine booked it to our gate. Like, we were like, let's go. And yeah, those people were amazing. They gave us early tickets, and me, Amanda, Anna, and Diana.
First class seats too, right?
Oh,
I'm just
you're
kidding.
funny. No, but it was another big flight, another big plane. I mean,
Oh.
it was like a 343, right? I don't know.
Another big fight?
Oh
Man,
my
how many
gosh.
fights were there?
The light. And so we went, and okay, so me, Amanda, Anna, and Diana were the first people back from that
Oh,
group.
wow.
And it was a very emotional, stressful journey back home. And I saw my dad. My dad's the one that picked me up. And when I saw my dad, I was like, I miss you. Because when I went to Peru last year, my dad was the one who actually made me feel safe, because my dad's very observant.
Yeah.
And so I had to be observant by myself. And I wasn't used to that, I
Yeah.
guess, because I let my dad do that. And so without my dad, I felt like, oh, okay, I guess I have to depend on myself. But I got myself home. So, like, I mean, I'm fine. But I know some people were still stuck there. Or not stuck, but they decided to wait for their flight at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And so I know they were very tired, you know, running on very little sleep, because we had spent our whole morning first of all in an airport, and then the next morning on a plane, which isn't really comfortable, you know. But we made it, praise God. We're all here, you know, none of us got stuck. I know there's people still stuck in South America. And yeah, it was a huge blessing to all get back. And I don't think we realized the severity until we started seeing the news, like, Peru borders are closed indefinitely.
Yeah.
And, like, I know one of Trump's friend's daughters or something is stuck in there, and not even him can get her out. So it's like, if
Wow.
the president can get her out, but it's okay, because we have a God who's better than the president, and he got us out.
Amen.
So.
Amen. Man, if you're watching, we just want to comment below.
Yeah.
If you went to that, if you had that experience, if you went to the mission trip, man, comment below. Let us know what your experience was
Yeah,
there.
seriously.
What did you feel like? If there's anything else that we're missing here, miracles that may have happened through your story. Just let us know there. And if you heard this testimony right now and this story, and if you agree with the miracle that God has done, I mean, just let us know. Write a name in there. Let us know. This is great stuff, and it's good to hear those things, especially before coming into this. Were we able to get Jason on the line? Let's try. But Amanda says she loves Emily.
So sweet. But yeah, I definitely think you guys should comment your stories below because I know you have something to say, and Amanda has something to say. Like, just try and get different perspectives of the story because you guys already heard mine and probably people before, but kids went through different experience.
Yeah.
Like some of them.
Hello.
Whoa. Some of them actually went through some trauma, and it's actually kind of scary, because I was used to it because I've been to Peru before, but people who weren't, like, I know my sister, Claire, when we went to Peru, she got sick because she can't stand being a third world country.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me?
Claire was there for like a week, and she's like, I'm ready to go home.
She's very high maintenance, but it's okay. I love her.
And so while that was happening, Jason was here in the States, and we were all here.
Chillin'.
Most of us were here. And so, but it was, things were changing as that was happening. So you guys went from having this whole ordeal to get here, but by that time we were also going through a lot of stuff here. So Jason, I know that you're a senior. Jason, tell us who you are for those who are watching and may not know you. He's going to be on channel number 4 if you want to turn him on. So Jason, how are you, sir? Look at your hair. Look at you haven't cut your hair, huh?
Yeah, no, this quarantine is not a good look on me.
Hey, man, tell us a little bit about what have you experienced as things kind of started shaping here, and how things have changed, and maybe just your experience as a senior in high school and having to adjust to kind of where we're at now.
Well, one, it's kind of stressful. Mostly like you go on social media and you see all these things about like quarantine, and people are like, yeah, like super chill. I mean, now, not right now, but like when it first started, everyone was all like, oh yeah, it's like, super chill. You go home, you stay, like you basically do school from home. But like from a senior's perspective, it's really stressful because this is our last year. We don't really get to see our friends as much as we want to. Mm-hmm. We have to stay inside. I have not heard anything about graduation, which is really stressful because I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh wow,
But yeah, it's just it's kind of stressful. It's been a little bit more stressful lately because we're getting farther into we're in April. Mm-hmm. Graduation's like next month, and we still haven't heard anything about it. Like people don't know. I mean, we're supposed to get out in like May, but that's just like a maybe still. You know what I mean? That's what they're aiming for.
Oh wow.
But yeah, it just seems like the date to go back to school keeps getting delayed. You know what I mean? It keeps going farther and farther up. But that's kind of the negative side of things. But like on a more positive note, school's extremely laid back. You literally can wake up 5 minutes before class and just get on. You know what I mean? It's really laid back.
Emily's like, yeah.
I wake up in my pajamas.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like they're giving us like a lot more work, but like it kind of balances out since we're at home. You know what I mean? We're in the comfort of our home and stuff, so you can just do it at home and stuff. So it kind of like balances out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's kind of how it's been. I've been trying to kind of adjust to that. But yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Hey, just to kind of go into a little bit of what we were talking about a little bit earlier in our earlier conversation, Monica, if you can let us know. I know that in this times of change, we've seen violence in the streets go down, but we've also seen, at least the statistics are showing, we've seen violence increase in domestic violence at home. And so I know that that many of our kids who might be watching right now may have experienced a certain level of stress at home and certain level of anxiety rise, and with that then comes a lot of things. Monica, if you want to let us know what you do for a living, so that can give a background to what we're talking about, and then and help us out. What are some things that we're learning from your perspective and the office that you work at, and ways that we can cope with what we're doing.
So for the past couple years, I say couple, it's probably been about 14 years, I've actually worked for the Women's Center of Tarrant County, and we specifically serve victims of violent crimes. All types of crimes: sexual abuse, sexual assault, domestic violence, aggravated assault, assault with a deadly weapon. So if it's violent, if it's in the news, it's probably in my office, kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
And children, men, women. We're called the Women's Center because we kind of came out within the women's movement, but we serve men, women, and children. Excuse me. So it's not uncommon. So a lot of our clients are clients who've experienced some sort of trauma. So it's not uncommon, specifically in situations where people are not in control, that anxiety levels actually rise and things just kind of, there's a lot of the unknown, kind of like Jason was saying. I think when this first started before, I think when Mija got back, it was like, you got back what, Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday, I think it was. And I think by like Wednesday and Thursday here in our offices, they were like, we need to shut things down.
Yeah.
Like things were happening really fast on like, this thing is spreading. We kind of have to do, I think at that point, there were like nobody more than 50 people gather. And so we have more than 50 people in our office. Like we have a lot of people. And so they're like, okay, I think it's time we need to start working from home. Well, it's kind of hard to do when you're helping people of trauma.
Yeah.
You know, that's very hard to do. And people who are already highly anxious, who already feel like they're not in control of those things. And I remember thinking of like, the first thing that remember came to mind, I just got really anxious because I think my first thought is like, crap, what about all these kids and all these individuals who live with their abusers?
Yeah.
Like they have no escape now. For so many kids who are experiencing abuse or trauma, school is an escape. You know, there's so many of these things that I'm just like, so I think at first it's like, yeah, okay, we're at home. We all get to, you know, stay in our pajamas to work, but it gets old really fast as well.
Yeah,
and you realize that the space you're in is not designed for what they're asking you to do. So kind of like school, I'm sure you can testify. I mean, I know I can, like, it's so much easier to concentrate on school or to learn like at school than at home with so many of these distractions.
Yeah.
You know, because home's not set up for that thing. So anxiety levels go up, and it's so much easier to be distracted. It's so much easier to like, I'll do that later, or I'll do that later. And then you realize it's like, oh, it's piling up.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of us would like to stay at home and kind of play hooky, but not for like 30 more days already. And it's not like you're playing hooky. It's not like you're hanging out with your friends. You really have to stay home to make sure that this isn't spreading.
Yeah.
And so the most things that you can do is probably go outside, play with your dog, like take a couple deep breaths. And you have to realize like keeping yourself busy and also understanding that this is going to pass, yes, but it's going to be a while before it does that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while. So taking care of your mental health is going to be priority, you know, and that's not the same for everybody. One, anxiety doesn't look the same for everybody, but neither does mental health. And that can be a lot of different things. I'm okay with like a blanket and a book. That's probably not okay for everybody. You know what I mean?
Like,
she's like, no.
Reading is not my thing.
You know, but and so you kind of have to look, and it's also about being creative about those things. So, I know we started the whole journaling kind of process, and I know that's helped a lot. I've looked into those things.
For those of you who are watching, we have a journal journey with Nat happening. We have lives every night. Tomorrow on Sunday, we're gonna have another live. A video comes out with different challenges, and we talked about this before we started this, and that's where the whole idea came in. Let us know a little bit more about that. What is that, and why is that helpful?
I think journaling is important, and it's helpful because it kind of takes all these abstract feelings. There's so many feelings that are happening. It's kind of like your experiences. So a lot of emotions are going to happen in roller coaster. Kind of like Jason said, like, hey, it was good, and now it's like, oh, okay, now I'm a little worried about graduation. Like, it's a roller coaster of emotions. Like, and one of the things with like graduation, it's like, it's a mourning process for everybody because we don't know if it's going to happen. And kind of like it's also for him. I'm sure it's for family members. Like I've seen Jason grow up his whole life. So I'm just like, we don't get to celebrate that. Like what? Like that's a huge accomplishment. So there's so many mourning process, and it's, you get angry, you're happy, you're sad. And so journaling is a way to put all these abstract feelings somewhere. And it's not just like, hey, dear diary, I feel this way. It's also a prayer process. You know, I was reading this week and it talks about, like, even in Psalms where it's like, Lord, like, give me the words to reach out to you, you know? And sometimes it's just about putting feelings like I'm angry, I'm sad, I miss my friends, I miss missing, like, I love my family, but I miss getting the chance to miss my family. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you're not used to all these things. And so it's also it can be creative. It can also help you be accountable. Like, I think one of the ways it's like actually writing, Emily's pretty good at this, and she does that in her journal where she like actually puts tasks on like actually getting things done. And checking them off is a good thing because it keeps you accountable and it makes you feel like you've accomplished.
Do you do the little boxes too, so you
Yep.
can? You do?
Yeah, actually, I do. I don't do boxes though. I do circles. You know.
Jason, I know you write songs, and so I would imagine that's a good way. Are you writing any songs right now? Have you been?
I am. Actually, me and a couple of my friends who also like writing music, we recently, because you know this entire social distancing, like Monica said, you know, it could last like a while, so we don't really know how long it's gonna last, like, so we just kind of got together and we decided that we want to, you know, start making music, and if we can't see each other on in person, then we're gonna do it over FaceTime, you know what I mean?
Nice.
So that's what I've been doing, you know. Me and my friends got together over FaceTime call, and we just started, you know, talking about music, talking about like what kind of songs we want to write, and it's kind of helped me stay connected more. And that's kind of what I would suggest to other people, like who are feeling like kind of isolated in this time. It's like, you know, but you know, like your friends have like similar hobbies to you. So you know, I guess we just connect with your hobbies, like, you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Like with each other. More.
And it's about being intentional. I think one of the first things we have to remember is how to recognize anxiety. Like, and I think when you recognize anxiety is for most people, especially for teenagers as well, once you feel overwhelmed, they kind of just shut down. And so it's like, if you feel like your heart rate start going up, if you feel like you're starting to breathe a little heavy, like, it's intentional to take at least 10 minutes. Studies say that if you just take 10 minutes out of your day to kind of quiet your mind or like to release all these things, it actually is really good for your mental health. So like going outside in like fresh air and playing with your dog for like 10 minutes, going for a walk. And it doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Like, while you're on this walk, you can FaceTime a friend, or, you know, like, even doing a lot of, my sisters, my family want to go get, we kind of have competitions on like word searches. But
well,
it's come to that.
That's another way.
It's come to like really kind of creative things, or like doing a puzzle, something that is very completely different. And one of the things with like your brain, and it's part of like getting your trauma brain into your thinking brain. And a lot of that comes with creativity, even coloring, which is really weird, but just anything with paints, anything with colors, anything with like creating stuff, your creative mind actually turns your trauma brain into your thinking brain.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, I was going throughout this last week in particular, as things kind of continue to shift and the extensions and all that stuff. I know that for Vanya, we're trying to go through, okay, let's study what God tells us about being afraid or not being afraid, or how do we deal with circumstances. And I came across a couple of things. The first one was Psalms, in the Psalm 23, where it says, hey, look, I will prepare a table in the presence of your enemy. This stuff that surrounds us, this circumstances, we kind of talked about it a little bit last week. Man, God still prepares a feast in front of us. So we can focus on the enemy, or we can focus on the blessings and the feast. And over I hear that as God stalks and he says, don't be afraid, he immediately pivots into this is why. And so today, to wrap up today's talk, I just want to go into 2 Kings 6. 2 Kings. So if you're at home, I don't know if is this camera working? No? All right, this camera right here. Hey, if you're at home, go to 2 Kings 6. 2 Kings 6. And we're going to go verse 15 through 18. And this is a story of Elisha and the servant. And the servant is coming to Elisha. And he's like, hey, when the servant of the men of God got up and went out early the next morning, an army with horses and chariots had surrounded the city. Now, think about this. He went to sleep. with one set of circumstances.
Yeah.
He woke up in a completely different set of circumstances. And I feel like that's been our experience
That's
right now. We're
definitely been
talking
our
about,
experience.
man, I went to Disney World.
Yeah.
And then right after I came back, things started shifting. I mean, it's like you cannot go from two completely
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
things. Things have shifted. Things
And
have
things
gone.
are still changing, like every day.
That's right.
Every day.
And so it says he got up and he's like, oh no. And that for you can be so many different things. It's like, oh no, another 30 days of quarantine, or oh no, like I'm going to have classes online, or
Yeah.
oh no, I have to see my sister or my brother for like this a longer period of time. There's been so many oh
Yeah.
no's. And he's like, oh no, my Lord, what shall we do? He's talking to Elijah, the servant asked. And I love that he's asking, hey, what do we do? What is it that we have to do? And I think many times we're asking the same things like, okay, how do we deal with this? How do we do? What do we do? And I love that Elijah pivots and he's like, it's not what you have to do, it's what you don't have to do.
Yeah.
And when he's like, what you don't have to do, it says, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
It's not what you have to do. We'll talk about that later. The first thing is what you don't do is you are not to be afraid. Not because he doesn't understand that there was the circumstances didn't. It's not to minimize what was happening, but he's giving, hey, look, you don't have to be afraid.
You know, I like that you mentioned that. I think when Emily said that the first time she went to Peru, she was okay because it was her dad who was there.
That's right.
And when her dad's there, she was like, I don't have to keep watching out.
Yeah.
But when he wasn't there,
That's right.
she was on thing. And that reminds me of this because I feel in so many ways, every time we come into conflict or every time we come into these things, we're automatically like, okay, can I do to save myself?
Yeah.
Like, we get into this mode of like, what do I got to do to kind of save myself? But I love this because it's just like, no. Like, you shouldn't be thinking of saving yourself. Like, it's not you, it's somebody else you need to lean on.
That's right. And we were having a conversation with Christian yesterday. It reminds me of Paul, and when he went to Corinth, and it says that he was greatly in. He had great fear. Quarantine. He went to quarantine as well, guys. This is a new part of the Bible.
Although technically he was when he was in prison.
That's true. That's true.
And he was
but he
still
says that
serving.
he was that. But it pivots immediately in saying, "Hey, but the Spirit of God, the God of the Spirit of power, is the one that came through those moments." And here it says, "What shall we do?" It says, "Don't be afraid." The prophet answered, "Those who are with us are more than those who are with them." Now that, just put yourself in the servant's position. It's kind of like when we start saying, hey, God is in control. Really?
Yeah.
Like if you're looking, like if the servant's like looking around, it's like, okay, it's you and me. I don't see anyone else here. And didn't you see all the people that are surrounding us? Like there's no way that we are more than they are. And so whenever we start talking about like, hey, God is in control, or God, like there's nothing that God's power is still above anything else that can happen here. And that's hard to say sometimes. And I love that this is not talking about, it's not about the servant's it's not about the servant's knowledge. It's about understanding something deeper.
Yeah.
And it goes on to say, and Elijah prayed, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." And I think for all of you who are watching, I think that should be our prayer. Open our eyes so that we may see. And I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for you, and you pray for me, and we pray for each other. Open our eyes so that we may see. And what are we gonna see? And I love this last part. It says, then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw that that the hills full of horses, saw hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elijah. And so there was an army already there. And what I love is that it's not that we called for help. We're not calling for help right now. We're not saying, God, please come and rescue us. God, please come. And he's already there. Is vision. Can we get to the point where we are able to see that and know that we can be at peace? It's not that the circumstances are not great. It's just that we have a God who is much greater. And I think of like in terms of the healthcare for my wife coming from the hospital, she works at the floor where any coronavirus potential or positive cases are there in her floor.
Oh, that's
And having to be able to in her floor there's they also do any patients with cancer. So patients are
That's
dying
hard.
without their loved ones around.
Yeah.
Even if they're not if it has nothing to do with the coronavirus,
but they
it's
can't
still
have people in and out. Yeah.
and so there's stuff there. I'm not minimizing the situation and take me I want to make that clear. I'm not minimizing anything that you might be going through.
Yeah.
We talked about domestic violence abuse. We don't want to minimize that.
No.
And so, and I think whenever Elijah was talking to the servant, he's like, "Hey, there's more of us than there is of them."
Yeah.
It's not that it's not that he was trying to say, "Hey, you don't see it or this." It's just saying there's more that you need to know.
Like you got backup.
That's right.
Like you got, even though you can't see it, you have backup. I think I love this story so much because I've also read the book The Truth About Angels by Ellen G. White, which if you haven't read it, is an amazing read. And it talks about like even your guardian angels and kind of how they're always with you.
Yeah.
And how they hold you and like all these things that they've protected you from. And it's a lot, like I feel like, I know for me sometimes when we're so much like, I think one of the positive things about this virus or the shelter in place is that it's had me to sit and spend more time in acknowledging like where my spirituality is and kind of my relationship with God. But it also reminds me like to reflect back on those things where I would just get up and go without even thinking like if my angel, like without even giving a second thought that I have an angel that's with me. You know, I think, and Emily and I have experienced so many things where it's like, remember that one time we almost got run off the road? Like we were driving
People
and we
cannot
literally
drive these days.
Was there a fight too?
No.
I'm just kidding.
We were about to have a fight, but it didn't happen. No, we turning into like her street and literally we're coming and I'm seeing this and I was like, watch me how like keep an eye on this and usually she drives because I'm not I hate driving.
Yeah.
And when
I'm
we're
an
together,
Uber.
Well,
she's
let
my
us
Uber.
know when she's driving so we can pray.
No,
I'm
Everyone
such
in
a
the
good
road.
driver.
she's
I'm
actually
not-
a really good driver. I'm very.
Uh-oh.
I don't let a lot of people drive my car, but Emily, I will let drive my car. Pero esa noche, I was driving, and literally, this car, we're just going. You see the headlights? It didn't even see us. Kind of got into our lane, and I
Kind of.
actually ran us off our lane. And I look over because one of the first things that I'm always afraid of is like pulling and then there's somebody there, but there was nobody there. Luckily, literally ran us off the road.
Oh, wow.
And I promise you, I don't even know what it was, but I didn't even brake, and I felt like my car kind of stalled, and it just kind of kept going. And at that same moment, I really looked at Mija, and we actually like prayed and we thanked God because it's like this was totally our angels.
Yeah.
This is totally our angels, and I love that. And in that book, it talks about like how when we get to heaven, we're going to be able to hear the stories of how many things they actually protected us from.
Yeah.
And so if we walked around in life acknowledging that we have backup with us at all times, like
That's
24/7, it's not just like in huge things like this. It's like
That's
we
right.
literally have it. And that book talks about how there are literally angels at the gates of heaven waiting to hear prayers of being called on for help.
Yeah.
Like that to me, that's just beautiful and amazing. But it also makes me realize how much for granted I've taken because I really don't ask for it. Like I really don't
Yeah.
ask for it. Maybe the prayer should also be like, open up my eyes a lot more. Let me acknowledge that you're there and acknowledge the gratitude that you've already saved me from up
Yeah.
until this point.
And I love that again. It's not, hey, God, help me or come to my rescue.
No.
He's already there, and it's just a
Yeah.
matter of vision. It's a matter of experience and understanding that. If you're watching, comment down below if that's your prayer and you want that to be your prayer. Man, I would love to see comment after comment just saying, "Open my eyes, open my
Yes.
eyes, open my eyes." You only know the things that you're facing, and what is the army that's coming against you. And it can be revolving around the things that we're living through together, but it can also be something very personal. It can be friends. It can be It can be school. It can be so many different things. Jason talked about the things that he's dealing with as a senior. So there's so many different things that people are going to be dealing. Man, comment down below. Just say, open my eyes, open my eyes, open my eyes. And I'll end with this. If you guys want to go to Ephesians, and if you're watching Ephesians 1, and we're going to start reading from verse 18. Ephesians 1, verse 18. Ephesians. Ephesians 1. And whenever you guys are there, again, if you're on the live, comment down below, open my eyes, open my eyes. Let that be our prayer from here until we see each other again. Open our eyes. And just to kind of give you, as we're looking for this, next week we're not going to be meeting with UG Talks here. We're going to have a segment, but we're all going to gather together as a church for Easter weekend. And so we're going to be going on from like 9:30. So we're still going to be live streaming through this YouTube channel, but it's going to look a little bit different because we're coming together as a family. We're doing communion in the morning in your houses. I know. We'll explain. It's going to be different, but it's going to be super awesome for us to be able to come together as a church family. Ephesians 1, and this is what we'll end with. It says, I pray again that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened in order that you may know the hope. And I love that. It's like, again, I pray that our eyes may be enlightened so that we may know the hope to which he calls, who he has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance in his holy people, and his incomparably great power for us who believe. There's a power there that is for us. And again, I think is that calling upon God, saying, open my eyes. I know that if I is made that power, it says here, is for those of us who what? Believe.
Yeah, believe.
There's something special. Now, the power is the same, and he continues to speak about that power. The power is the same as the mighty strength he exerted when he raised Christ from the dead and seated him at his right hand in the heavenly realms, far above all rule and authority, far above anything else that you're going through, far above this pandemic, far above any circumstance or situation. This power is above everything else like that. It says power and dominion and every name that is invoked, not only in the present age, meaning when it was written, but also in the one to come. And that is right now as well. And I hope that is our prayer for us, that we may continue to ask, hey, God, open our eyes. God, open our eyes. God, open our eyes, so that we may be able to live at peace, knowing that God is with us, and that whatever circumstance we're going through does not define us. And does not stay, is not what calls us, is not what leads us, but is God and his great power. And so with that, we're going to close. Emily, would you close us with prayer?
Of course.
Awesome.
All right. Let's bow our heads. Dearly Father, Lord, thank you that you brought us here for another day of life, Lord, another day of worship on your day, Lord. Yes, it's not the same as we're not all meeting together to worship you, Lord, but thankfully we're blessed to keep in contact with each other and share this message through technology, Lord. This is a very crazy time that we're going through, and just, Lord, help us to pray for you to open our eyes to really see that you are there, and that really appreciate all the little things that even might be silly, but just help us to appreciate everything that you've done for us, Lord, because you help even in the smallest ways. And just please help us to get through this pandemic, Lord, together, and help us to come together at the end of this and just praise you and thank you, because, Lord, it says not to just praise you in times that, or thank you or ask for things in times that we really need things, but also in times that we are at peace. So just help us to seek you and want you, Lord. And in times that we're just sitting at home, just help us to crave you, Lord, and help us to see you in your works. And please be with all those that are being affected by this corona, Lord, or this COVID-19, and just please be with them and their families, Lord. They're dying alone, and they can't really go to their funerals either, Lord. So just please put their families at ease and just be with them and guide them and put your hands on their hearts, Lord. Also be with all the people who are working in the medical fields, or all these people who can be easily exposed to the COVID-19, Lord. Just please be with them. Be with those who aren't as fortunate to get the medical attention that we are fortunate to have, Lord. And just please be with them and keep them safe. Be with our families, Lord. please be with the pastors and all those that are leading out all this church, Lord, and help us to just stay connected and help us to come together, Lord, and just keep us safe. In your name, amen.
Amen. All right, as we close up here, I don't know what camera is working. That one? All right, so as we close up, it's like, which one is working? As we close up here, there's a few things that I want you to do if you can help us out. We want to get you guys connected. I think we want to have some fun together as well. And so last week we tried the Netflix watch party. It was not many people, but I get it. You had to do it on desktop, laptop. It was a little bit tough to do. We want to hear your ideas. So we're going to play out right now as we leave. We're going to play out some music videos that we're going to have. As those music videos are happening, then comment below. We want to hear from you. Yeah. Hey, what are some good ideas that we could connect? Maybe it's like a NBA 2K tournament. Maybe it's I don't know what else that could be. But please type them down there. Any ideas that you have, man, we want to get those. We want to run with those. We want to connect. We want to do that. Again, Angie, DM Angie at Angie.Moreno.20. If not, DM UG. Just let us know if you're interested in the girls study Bible daughters. Wow. And so let us know. We want to make sure that we get you connected there. And so we have the journaling that's for everybody. Yes. It's happening tomorrow. And so anyhow, comment below. Let us know what is it that we can do, how to be able to get together. Man, I know that you have some great ideas. Do you have any ideas right now, Emily? Comes to mind? Just putting you on the spot. That's right.
I don't know, like tutorials of like how to do stuff. Like,
ooh.
I don't know.
Look at that. Okay. Tutorials about what?
I don't know. Nails, hair.
I like that.
Something like that. Or like tutorial, how to do this. Da, 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 da,
hey, for guys, Christian, what ideas? Come on.
How to do like pre-recorded mixes, bro.
Or like you could teach them how to play guitar. I don't know. Like I've been facing people asking them to.
Songwriting sessions.
No,
all right.
What if we don't know how to sing though?
There you go. See, now we need something else. Hey, you know what?
I cannot sing.
Hey, we talked about this with Mark. By the way, Mark has been producing this whole thing throughout the whole day. So give it up for Mark. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. Mark was talking. We were talking about, hey, what if we rerun since there's no sports out there right now? We should do like a live stream of a game. And then like announce it like if it was live, and then just have like some of our kids announce and do like their whole thing. That would be cool. Hey, we'll get some of the Jordan like back in the day or something like that, or some baseball or hockey or whatever.
My sister was watching like a rerun basketball game, and I was like, "What? It's on?" And she's like, "No." I was like,
"No." Hey, pray for the NBA to open back up. I know. All right. Sure. Hey, we're gonna shoot the music videos. Comment below. We love you.
Love you guys.
We'll see you guys.
Happy Sabbath.
Bye. Music video on.
Okay.
And
Listen, man, I know Mom and Dad's not around. I just want you to focus on the books, all right?
Yeah, I need you to fight for me when I don't know what I believe. Yeah, hey, why does everybody leave? Show me what it's like to dream. Hey, go, you the best. Hey, yeah, wave them high, side to side. Let them know we gon' rise, we gon' shine. Hey, I need you to fight for me. Hey, I know you're my therapy. I know why we fight. It's just to know we tried. I eat drops. How do I start it off? Pulling all these hours, trying to keep it all clear. I got way too many thoughts, putting these expectations got me feeling stuck like think I feel it all the time. Did I
close, I've been away, yeah, losing my faith, yeah, hope I'm not late, trying to find grace, yeah, for my mistakes, ayy, I need to pray, yeah, I need to pray, yeah, wake up to the mirror like, I need you to fight for me, when I don't know what I believe, yeah, hey, why does everybody leave, show me what it's like to dream, hey, go, you the first, hey, say it with the chest, hey, yeah, wave them high, side to side, let them know we gon' rise, we gon' shine, hey, I need you to fight for me, hey, I know you're my therapy, yeah, I know why we fight, it's just to know we try, hey, yeah.
Say you gon' fight, you ain't try, you don't lie right. Send a prayer up, go a line, you don't find time. Down yet, homie, down yet. Pick me up off the ground yet. Almost drawn yet, put me out, yeah. Sheesh, wasn't in my right mind. Yeah, reach out for me like a lifeline. I've been with you so long, it feel like a lifetime. So connected to you, I could be your Wi-Fi. I was a fake, left hook right across just and right. Out my way, class feel too late. Lose my faith, I lose my life. I've been lost and feeling lonely. Tell them they can't hold me. Looking in the mirror like, when you fight for me.
Fight for me when I don't know what I believe. Why does everybody leave? Show me what it's like to dream. Hey, go, you the best. Hey, say it with your chest. Hey, yeah, wave them high, side to side. Let them know we gon' rise, we gon' shine. Hey, I need you to fight for me. Hey, I know you're my therapy. Hey, yeah, wave them high, side to side. Let them know we gon' rise, we gon' shine. Hey, I need you to fight for me. Hey, I know you're my therapy. I know why we fight. It's just to know we try. I need you to fight for me.